Welcome to the day 3 of the 2015 Big O here in Eugene, Oregon. My name is Sexy Beast, and with me is the legend in Roller Derby broadcasting, Chip Queso.
Thank you very much. I am just happy to be here and excited to be involved with Derby and yet another high-level women's matchup, and we're going to get right into it. Bay Area Derby girls versus Philly Roller Derby. Bay Area, of course, in the black and gold. Philly in their blue and black accents.
And that's number 21, Lulu Lockjaw, jamming for Bay Area, working her way through the pack, getting out front, and she is your lead jammer.
Kill Martin is the jammer for Philly, not able to get through as of yet. Of course, as you said, lead jam for Bay Area.
Philly doing a great job of setting up their legendary 3-wall in the back. That's number 888, Brawlin' Angel, coming back to help out her jammer.
Multiplayer block is called.
That's number 8, Fatal Dreidel, leaving the track. Meanwhile, Lulu coming around, having picked up 5 points in her first scoring pass.
Finally getting through and eligible for points for Philly, but not before Lulu is hitting the back of the pack, scoring, calling it off quickly as she passes by Teflon Donna. So 1 jam in the books, 8-0 in favor of Bay Area.
Yeah, Bay Area coming off a very tough loss yesterday to Victoria Roller Derby, and that after a very hard-fought game against Atlanta on Friday. It's safe to say that the Bad All-Stars were beat up pretty bad in both of those 2 games, which were very aggressive, very physical defensive games for them. So,
without Philly with 2 losses on the weekend so far, looking to see if they can end the weekend with a win, as we have started jam number 2. Looks like that's number 152, Herman Munster for Philly.
Jamming for Bay Area's number 31, Frightmare.
Lead jam goes to Philly, so trading lead jams in the first 2 here.
That's number 00, Meryl Stripper for Philly, doing a great job of blocking Frightmare to the inside.
Now both these squads are going to lock down on defense. Very good strategy for both of them, no matter of who can execute best. Nice work.
Frightmare out in front of the pack, finally completed her initial pass. Coming around hoping to pick up at least a few points here.
End of that jam, points awarded. Looks like we've got 0 points to 3 for Philly. So 8-3 early on, just about 27 minutes to go, about to head into jam number 3. Thank you for joining us here on WFTDA.TV, care of Blaze Media Streaming.
All right, taking the star for Bay Area in this jam is number 10, Huck Sin. And looks like number 7, Clam Jammer, on the line for Philly Roller Derby.
Looks like you're correct. If you're listening to us from home, we are at the opposite end of the jammer line, and we don't have some of the names on our board, so sometimes it might take a minute if the skaters are squatted down. We've got a lead jam for Bay Area, second lead jam in 3 tries.
Huck making her way through the pack, picking up 4 points. Actually, that's 5 points for the Bay Area jammer.
Clam Jammer also out, but jam is called, so 0 for Philly. Like you said, 5 for Bay Area.
Seems like initially here, these 2 defensive packs are a lot more threaded out than they were in the other 2 Bay Area games. Looking like Philly might be trying to employ that triangle of death strategy that Victoria was so very good at.
Yeah, so very good at it. Of course, if you just got finished watching the Victoria-Denver game, what an amazing bout that was. However, that has ended. We are here going into jam number 4.
And we're in the star this time for Bay Area's number 61, Pressure Cooker.
And that is Antidote for Philly, number 100.
It's number 957, Gingivitis, doing a very good job of blocking the Bay Area jammer.
Packs traded places up front, and now with a jammer push out to the inside, they've traded again. That allows Antidote to get out, lead jam for Philly.
Pressure Cooker still working on that front Philly pack, trying to find her way through.
Nice work by Tarantula and Teflon Donna up front to force Bay Area's jammer back in the pack to re-engage. Everybody is between turn 3 and 4.
It's
Philly,
like a 0-0-0 Demand a Riot, trying to take a crunch out of the Philly defense and free up her jammer. There's number 45, Dolly Rocket, trying to come in and do the same.
trying to create some offense. They did help spread out the Philly players, but a out-of-play penalty called on Philly, but not before jammer for Bay Area forced to go and re-engage from the back.
And that's like a 3-blocker wall up in front for Philly roller derby right now.
4 in the back, 3 focused on the jammer. Dolly looking to see what the next need is, and it looks like offense is that. She tries to take it out on Teflon Donna. Teflon Donna avoids that. Multiplayer block called on Demand a Riot.
That just leaves Dolly Rocket, Amanda Gemini, and Sweet Cherry Pie in the back there for Bay Area. Trying to shut down Antidote, who seems to have the prescription for scoring here.
Absolutely, and with that, 5 more points. Now, Antidote, I don't believe, has played on any of the 2 Philly regular squad games. She did play with their B team earlier this weekend.
That's right.
They have a little bit of an ebb and flow, so decided to pull her up, maybe a change in strategy or whatever is necessary to get that win.
That was a very exciting game between Philly B team, the Independence Dolls, and Bruising Altitude, the Denver Roller Derby B team. Came down to the last jam, and Philly won by 1 point.
A lot of good stuff here today. Speaking of which, jam number 5, number 15, Kill Martin, finds that inside line on 1 as Philly's defense holds back the jammer for Bay Area.
For Bay Area's number 2020, Eva Menace. She's finally out of the pack and coming up on her first scoring pass.
This is blown. Did not see the signals. Sounded like somebody is sent. Yes, the pivot for Philly is sent at the end for an infraction. Apologize, I did not see what that was. So, Philly's pivot sitting in the box. Demand a Riot, the pivot for Bay Area standing.
Philly crawling their way back here, picking up 3 more points on that jam for a total of 10 now to Bay Area's 13.
22 minutes, 45 seconds to go. Jam number 6. And we've got a track cut penalty on Herman Munster, the jammer for Philly. She is going to spend some time in the box. First jammer penalty and power jam Bay Area.
That's number 21, Lulu Lockjaw, trying to make her way past the Philly blockers up front, trying to take advantage of that power jam.
Nice work, staving off some elbows and some arms, flailing to try to prevent her. She gets through now. A little bit of offense. Amanda Jamadinya and Dolly trying to create that, quickly having to revert to defense and trying to form a goat.
Lulu is successful in getting through and picking up 5 points for Bay Area. That pack stretched to the limit. Philly blockers had to go back and re-engage, and that allowed Lulu to get past.
Yeah, great flash offense, maybe 3 to 4 seconds max to get back. That helped her get through. Now a little bit more of a cluster of people all over the place. Running back is Bay Area on Herman Munster, who's back in.
Good blocking there in the pack from number 99, Russian Bayou. Looks like that's number 401, Tarantula, going off for a penalty for Philly Roll Derby. Oh, they are successful in getting Lulu outside, recycling her to the back.
Also forcing Amanda Jamadinya to get back. She comes in, plays offensive blocker, try to get Lulu. Big, huge hit on the inside, forcing the call off. That was from Philly. That was carried of Devoid of Mercy. And she is laid out on the inside. She gets up quickly, not wanting that forced 3-jam break from getting medical attention.
Yeah, Lulu plays hard. She plays extremely hard in every jam, really puts her body into every play. So oftentimes she can wind up, getting a knockdown a little bit, but she's very resilient. She trains extremely hard, and it's good to see her get back up on her feet there.
No doubt, if you're a fan of her and you've seen her evolve over the last 4 or 5 years, she's really coming her own as maybe a lower tier jammer to come up to a top tier jammer for sure, especially for Bay Area.
Yep.
All right, here we go. 21 minutes left to go. Going into jam number 7, 23-10 in favor of Bay Area.
All right, wearing the star this time for the Bay Area All-Stars, number 31, Frightmare. Looks like that's number 36, Skatelyn, going off for a penalty. Followed quickly by number 222, Floozy. And that definitely is going to spell a pack advantage for Philadelphia, and they do take advantage of it. That's number 15, Kilmartin, getting out there, getting a lead jammer.
Pack advantage for Philly. Bay Area a little spread out late, trying to get in to collapse on the Philly jammer. She gets through 5 points. Another Bay Area blocker sent. There is no seat. She'll be waved on until that seat becomes available.
That's number 7, Murder in Monroe. Hopefully she can clear a space in the pack for her jammer while she's on the track.
Umpire strike backs, directs her to that bench, or to the penalty box as that seat became open. So a little bit of a revolving door for Bay Area's blockers here in this jam as 5 more points on the board for Philly. And a lead change.
There you go, first one of the day.
Look at the crowd. I don't see anybody drinking up. If we have a lead change, that's your chance to refresh yourself.
Philly water falling back to stretch out the space that Bay Area needs to work in. Meanwhile, they're remaining a 3-wall up front there at turn 4, almost to the jammer line.
Philly doing a great job of stifling the Bay Area offense right about now. Frightmare, that's the 2nd or 3rd time she has made it to the back of the pack. And it's number 401, Tarantula, doing an excellent job of containing the Bay Area offense right now.
And Skatelyn forcing Kilmartin once again back and out and around to re-engage, and that is the end of that jam.
All right, Philly now with 29 points to Bay Area's 23.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here. This is day 3 of the Big O tournament, one of the now largest derby tournaments. And when you involve the high levels women mixed with the other levels of the women's game, you bring in juniors and, of course, the men's game, this has become an event that people need to be at because there's such a huge variety to watch, the different styles, and, of course, the camaraderie always is a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. The roller derby community really comes out with bells on for the Big O. It's a tournament that's been going on, I think, now for the past 4 years at least, and hosted by the Emerald City Roller Girls from Eugene. It's quite an event. Lots of excellent sanction play. Like I said, men's play and junior play. It's a real landmark in the derby landscape right now.
All right, so official timeout is about to end. Skaters lining up, looking for the start of the next jam, number 8.
On the jammer line for Bay Area right now, that's number 10, Huck Sin.
Looks like that is Clam Jammer. Yes, number 7 for Philly.
Huck trying to find an avenue, finding daylight there, getting through, picking up lead jammer for Bay Area.
Did so good using her right hips to push the left, just enough space to get through on the inside for that lead.
Oh. Nice little punch there to number 00, Meryl Stripper. Up to move her out of the way so that Huck can get through and pick up 5 points for the Bay Area All-Stars.
Clam Jammer coming in hot, finally through her initial pass and quickly calling it off. So very aware not to let Philly get any more points as they are still in the lead by 1.
Great to see this level of contest happening here. These very evenly matched teams. It's been sort of the trademark of the weekend, and that's a testament to the games officials with Emerald City deciding which teams will play which, and and they haven't let us down thus far.
No, not at all. It has been an amazing weekend. What everybody thought were going to be the hot games coming in didn't necessarily play out, and now we had some other matchups created, and it's been fabulous.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Totally.
All right, Antidote again. She finds an inside line after the pack reaches to lanes 3 and 4. So it's lead jammer for Philly.
Followed closely by number 61, Pressure Cooker for Bay Area. Boy, Antidote is an incredible jammer.
And quickly calling off that jam. So, Sexy Beast, you and I have been around a while, and we're both very familiar with these teams. Of course, you're much more familiar with Bay Area. I'm pretty familiar with Philly. There's been some change in faces there in Bay Area. It's not necessarily a rebuilding, but definitely a lot of new faces.
Yeah, definitely. We had a few transfers come in last year, had a few familiar faces leave the team. We picked up Frightmare from D.C. 61 Pressure Cooker came to us from Humboldt Roller Derby in California. And then, of course, we picked up Sweet Cherry Pie from Gotham.
Who?
You might have heard they're a team from New York City.
Oh, okay. They do derby over there?
That's so I hear.
Yeah, we tease. We love Gotham Roller Derby. Philly loves Gotham Roller Derby, but not much as Philly loves lead jammer status. So that is what they have gained. That's number 152, Herman Munster.
And that's 2020 Eva Menace, trying to be menacing up there in front of the pack and actually making it happen, getting through. Coming up here trying to pick up some points.
So Herman goes down on knees quickly, recognizes she needs to call it off. Successful is 3-0 in favor of Philly. Now Philly also has quite a few new faces mixed with their core of veterans. Philly, another one of those, not just a liga, but a program. They continue to get people to move there. They continue to develop new talent.
Yep.
And, of course, they've always been up in that top grouping of teams that you need to worry about.
That's right. I know they also retain some of their classic veteran skaters like Teflon Donna, Ginger Vitus, both of them on the A-team roster today.
Lulu Lockjaw again in, staving off that hit for lead jammer. Meanwhile, for Philly, it looks like Kill Martin, yes, is their jammer. Now she's trying to get through the pack as Lulu Lockjaw is already back, engaging in the back wall. Bay Area with a little bit of flash offense from the front, but quickly getting out and moving. Teflon Donna and her defense able to stave off, forcing Lulu Lockjaw. So a very good defensive dam for Philly.
Lulu Lockjaw not too happy about that call off there. Thinking that she had signaled for the call-off, and maybe the official was not too quick picking it up, but that is part of the game.
She did get 1 point, but 4 points for Bay Area. That takes them to 32-35, 3 points between them with 14 minutes and 40 seconds to go.
All right, we're on the star for Bay Area. Once again, it's number 10, Huck Sin.
And that's Herman Munster for Philly. Gets a push from the back.
Ooh.
That creates a little momentum to get her lead jammer. So Bay Area and Philly almost even, trading off lead jams there. So nobody's really able to gain any momentum on the scoring side. So have a feeling that penalties are going to be one of those critical things that are going to start making a difference as the game continues.
Classic defensive put out there by number 9, Deb Seriously from Philly Roller Derby.
5 points added to their score, takes them up to 40. Round the outside, about an ankle's width. She gets through for 5 more, so 10 points on the board for Herman Munster.
Huxton getting recycled to the back once again by that very effective Philly defense. Bay Area is going to send back Amanda Jamaninia and maybe Demanda Ryan to try and help free up their jammer.
So with 50 seconds left to go and 15 points on the board, Philly looking to tighten the screws and put a little space between them and Bay Area.
Throughout this jam,
and of course, as we've all been watching along, a lot of different styles with these two teams versus the previous game or some of the other games that we have seen.
Yep.
And it'll be interesting to see how they adjust not only to themselves, but if necessary to the refereeing. as we have got a timeout called as Philly brings it up to 55-32. I believe this is the biggest lead that Philly has had in any of their matchups thus this weekend.
There you go. Looks like the jam timer is signaling for an official review for Philadelphia.
Now with official reviews, we will certainly see what we can find out about that. We don't necessarily this weekend have the privilege of a runner, so if we don't get to that, we apologize, but we will certainly see if we can get some information. You know, coaches have gotten where, you know, they've each got 3 timeouts and they've got these official reviews. They've got to be very careful what they pick and choose, and sometimes when they choose to use it.
That's right.
It's got to be something worthwhile this early. Otherwise, you've blown the ability to use that as both a timeout and hopefully overturning or changing maybe a call that was made.
That's right. A good official review call can really be advantageous for a team if it can put a jammer in the box or if it can result in points being taken off the board. But like you say, if they're used in error, they can often be very costly for a team. So.
Sure, and this, we are not at a point where we have instant replay or the abilities for the referees to go to the sideline and review the plays. And it's a very fast-paced game, as you all well know. The reviews give a chance to get the referees together to get a perspective from both the inside and the outside pack. Rarely, or smaller percentage, are they actually overturned.
Right.
Not because that's what, you know, needed to happen. It's because they're confident with their calls. However, today I was on a call. One was overturned. The jammer in the box now was removed from the box. So it is successful, and you've got to use it, but you got to be smart about it.
That's right. Unlike other sports where that sort of thing happens, oftentimes it is the skaters on the track who will see an infraction or a non-call, and they'll be able to communicate that to their coaches and get that information in there in time.
So here we go with 12:53, starting it back up. Jam number 14.
That's number 31 for Bay Area. Frightmare wearing the star again, finding her way into the pack.
That looks like Clam Jammer number 7 for Philly. So Philly kind of working on that almost triangle defense that we have seen with a little bit of support, maybe almost a hybrid triangle amoeba.
Yeah.
Type offense. Meanwhile, Clam Jammer stuck in the back in Bay Area with a very strong, straightforward four-wall. Nobody turning, nobody bracing.
Yep.
And still able to hold. That's a testament to how strong their four walls are, because the game has developed to have to create these braces because skaters can work through the four walls.
Yep. That's number 33 for Philadelphia, legend of the hit and trample, going off for a multiplayer block. Looks like we have another Philly player. 957, is that Gingivitis? Going off for Philly as well. It's going to spell a 4-2 pack advantage for Bay Area, and hopefully they can use that to free their jammer up and have her get through and get some points for their team.
Now with only 2 on the track, Philly doing a beautiful job. In fact, they forced the call off, and that was 2 of the KG veterans from Philly, Michelle Castro and Teflon Donna. They have both been around Derby since almost its inception. Of course, Teflon originally with North Carolina, but Castro has been with Philly since day one.
Nice. And it shows that they were super adept at just having 2 blockers on the track and forcing Barrier to call off the jam. That's some definite skills.
Antidote back on the line for Philly.
And that's number 61, pressure cooker for Bay Area. She finds a hole on the inside and shoots right through and picks up lead jammer.
Yeah, as everybody swept to the lane 4, 2 players went down, but it forced the heads and the action to that side. That opened the gap on the inside for Bay Area, lead jammer, and just when they needed it, being down a little bit of points here.
Pressure cooker doing some equipment readjustments there. Having lost the shell from her knee pad, she finds her way back into the pack.
Dolly, I'm sorry?
Sorry, I was going to say pressure cooker is lead jammer, and she's going to take advantage of that. And whether or not she was able to generate any points, she was, picking up 2 points for the area, but more importantly, being able to call the jam off and keep Philly from scoring.
Once again, the team up of Castro and Teflon Donna as they high-five each other. 2 jams in a row. They didn't leave the track and did exactly what their coach wanted them to do.
Yep.
Limit the points. Can't always not get points, but if you can limit them, that's going to be beneficial when you've got such a narrow margin of lead right now.
Yep, absolutely. All right, that looks like number 2020, Eva Menace, wearing the star for Bay Area.
What a brace Tarantula makes in that blocking setup for Philly. Absolutely rock
That's number
solid.
15, Kill Martin for Philly.
Eva Menace
You know, Chip,
there
it does
for
look as though
Bay
Philly has definitely employed that triangle defense that Victoria was so successful with. Eva does make it through, and she does. Oh, no, she's picked up a forearm. She's on her way to the penalty box, and that could spell a power jam. Uh-oh.
And followed by a track cut by Kill Martin. So just before that happened, I was just about to say that she was finding a way to break that defense, but if by breaking that defense you have to forearm, you're not actually solving that problem.
No.
See if Philly can maintain trying to hold that triangle, because right now nobody can do it like VRDL.
Yeah.
But it's successful, so if you can do a version of it like you see here on the track, then that is going to certainly limit the points.
Pushing her way
Yep.
through, but being held back by Philly.
And we've got
All right, that's Kill Martin back on the track.
Beautiful spin move as she turns the opposite direction off the hips of the Bay Area blocker. Her initial pass looking up front to score again as Philly had waterfalled back.
Eva Menace stuck in the back there, running up against a very difficult blocker, number 99, Russian Bayou. And number 401, Tarantula, doing a very effective job of absolutely shutting down the Bay Area offense so far.
Now Philly loses another blocker, however, forcing the action back and re-engaging still in turn 2, going towards the backstretch. Not a lot of movement by this entire pack of skaters as that jam is called.
Yep.
I'm winded.
How do they do it out there? I don't know. Well, you know how to do it because you're skating with the Austin Anarchy, so.
Well, and I'm still winded, but yes, I don't know how they are able to do it. Well, actually, I do. They work very hard.
Yes.
They're as gifted and strong and dedicated athletes as I have ever seen in any sport that I've been involved with, and roller derby continues to just impress me.
Yeah, absolutely true.
Oh,
right.
and a big push, although her chest was facing forward, so Lulu, of course, does not get a penalty for that. Meanwhile, you've got Kill Martin as the jammer for Philly.
Lulu trying to, and she does actually squeak by on the inside, able to pick up lead jammer for Bay Area. Meanwhile, Kill Martin still stuck in the pack. Number 000, Demand a Riot. Number 8, Fatal Dreidel, doing their best to keep her from getting out there.
Yeah, Bay Area puts in Dolly, Demanda, and Amanda, and that's a killer 3.
Yeah.
Mixing a 4th for any lineup, and you're going to have a very tired jammer.
Yep. Lulu still plugging away there, trying to find a hole to get through. Pick up some more points from Bay Area, and she does. Picking up 5 points for the Bay Area All-Stars.
Her man Munster just trying to get through, working so hard as Lulu approaches the back of the pack. Pack stuck there between 3 and 4. And it looks like we have a star pass. So now donning it is devoid of mercy, but that jam is called. Another thing I've noticed about the evolution of Lulu Lockjaw, and I saw it in that jam there, is she was a jammer that would work hard, first rotation, second rotation, and she wouldn't give up, but she'd give out because of her legs, etc. You can easily see she's worked on her endurance, her strength.
Absolutely.
It takes a lot more for her to get winded than I recall from a few years ago.
Yeah, you are correct. Many of the Bay Area All-Stars just undertaking, as you know, a 6 and 7 day a week training regimen to stay on top of their game. And
absolutely. Now, that brings up a point here in a minute, but let's talk about what's going on the track.
that's Hucks in, squeaking through on the outside. Number 10, Hucks in for Bay Area, picking up lead jammer.
Antidote for Philly. Got only 2 more to get past. We're trying to get through is coming in around the outside, getting spin moves. She already got the 2 points from the jammers the blockers that came up. Tarantula is the last one to get points. She does 5 the natural way.
Huxon picking up a grand slam there, able to squeak past the Philly Jammer for that lap point.
And we've had another star pass. Now handling that star is a Russian Bayou for the Liberty Bells, and that jam is called. So a minute ago when you were discussing the work regimen, and most of the teams are finding that they have to work 5-6 days a week. They've got to do other kinds of activities, etc. Interesting, in talking with some of my friends over in Philly, having a little bit of a venue issue, they literally get 3 hours a week as all-star practice.
Wow.
So what you're seeing, ladies and gentlemen, is amazing with the amount of time they get together. Now, they get league practices, but as a cohesive unit, and as somebody that can get a lead jammer as quickly as they just got for Kilmartin, that's a pretty damn good thing, 3 hours a week. Props to Philly.
So Frightmare is out of the pack. She's going to skate around as fast as she can and see if she can challenge the Philly Jammer to call it off, and she does. Limits the scoring to 2 points for Philly and 0 points for Bay Area.
Castro sent for a forearm at the tail end of that jam, so she'll be sitting for the complete 30 seconds. Blocker for Bay Area standing ready to go. 3:40 on the clock, 56-67. So Bay Area's come back just a little bit from the deficit they were in.
That's absolutely right. Just chiseling away at that lead, hoping they can catch up with the PRD. That's number 61, Pressure Cooker again, wearing the star for Bay Area, facing a very rough and tumble Philly wall.
That is, of course,
Pressure Cooker definitely equal to the task there. That wall reduced to 2 blockers now. Oh, they did a great job of putting her out.
Herman Muster stuck in the back by that very strong 4-wall lead jammer for Bay Area. Now we've had a panty pass, one of the strategies we've seen so much. If the other jammer gets out, there's no reason to fight it. If you can't get out, pass that, try to get through and get points.
Yep.
However, as we've seen here, if the jammer in lead is aware, not very successful on getting those points.
Yep. Two-part strategy there, both getting points for yourself and controlling the scoring for the other team.
Right. However, you're limiting at least that jammer lap points. So at least if you get that jammer out, they're getting 3 or 4 instead of 4 or 5.
Right.
And, you know, I guess if you have to give or take on that, that's going to be somewhat beneficial. But star pass, part of the game and part of the strategy in that scenario. We head into jam number 20.
And speaking of 20, that's number 2020, Eva Menace on the line for Bay Area.
Uh-oh. We got, looks like an arm stuck there for
blocking
Philly
with the head.
as Kilmartin, the jammer, seemed to have gotten her arm stuck in that pressure wall from Bay Area. Finally released it, still having trouble. Demanda knocks her down, and we have got a power jam for Philly. Sexy Beast, I didn't see the infraction.
Yeah, for the Bay Area jammer, it was blocking with the head to Eva Menace there, so she has made her way to the penalty box.
Now 3-on-4 advantage. Philly split in lanes 1 and 4. Kilmartin signaling from the right-hand side, decides to call it off because she saw the jammer standing. So let's see if we can get a fresh start and about a 8 to 10 second advantage.
Yep. Teams really looking to capitalize on that possible power start for themselves. If they see that opposing jammer in the box, they will often just call the jam off and start anew.
Paul Williams with a timeout to convert to an official review, as Bay Area has 2 timeouts remaining. Philly has their 3 still remaining.
Well, we've got a few minutes left here, folks. During this official timeout, so we might as well talk to you. Actually, you know, if you're into social media, I hear it's a big thing these days. If you want to go ahead and you see some skaters that are playing in this game, you think they deserve to be on the Big O MVP squad, go ahead and hit us up on Twitter at #BigO2015 and #MVPs, indicating your choices for MVP players for both of these teams. The MVPs from the Big O will be playing Team USA the World Cup champion Team USA skaters here at 7 o'clock tonight. And the actual World Cup trophy is here in the house today. Team USA bringing the trophy with them so that fans can get their picture taken with it and pretend that they won the trophy. But
and that's another exciting thing to these tournaments. You know, back in the days, the matchups were whatever the matchups are, you know, different from RollerCon where you've got all the fun teams and the variety. So in this instance where you have these great combination of Team USA players in the house, they need practice, they need work together. So now they're creating these matchups of, okay, we've got the Team USA players, and then let's get the best of the rest,
Right.
if you will.
Sure.
Many of those players who tried out may have been very close or on that roster for Team USA, but they're going to be playing in representation against it. They're not taking it as a Sunday stroll.
No, not
they
at all.
want to see if they can be the ones to take down Team USA.
Right.
A daunting task, but one I will be very excited to see.
should be a very exciting game. There's quite a talented pool of skaters here.
And we also have that going on with the juniors.
That's right. That's right. There is a junior MVP game happening as well.
All right, that's the whistle. We are back in play. 2 minutes. Wearing the start for Bay Area.
All right. 2 new jammers on.
Clam Jammer. Jamming for Philly.
Clam jammer for Philly.
Eva Menace doing a good job. She's pushing her way through. Oh, no.
Gets hit, and her left skate just nearly over the inside line. Didn't notice it. Track cut penalty. Power jam for Philly. I believe this is the second power jam of
In a
this
row.
period.
Yeah. Second jam in a row for
Jam room.
Eva Menace in the penalty box.
So 67 to 59 as
We got
now
another track out there. Both teams being very effective at drawing cuts on the opposing jammers.
So when both teams are trying to gain some kind of momentum going into the end of the first half, both teams having a little bit of jammer trouble. So they'll have to talk about it on the chalkboard and see what they can do to come out in this second period, as we have reverted from the period clock to the jam clock, which is always how periods end in Derby.
MVPs will be announced during the halftime of this night.
Number 7, Clam Jam, trying to get in there and get a few more points for Philly before the end of the half. Oh my goodness, Eva Menace is back in the penalty box.
Another infraction. So we're going to complete out the 2 minutes, which is about 20 seconds to go of that. Another whistle blown. That's on Tarantula. Yeah, for Philly. Dolly scooting back, gets knocked to the inside. Sorry, outside. Another whistle. That's a whistle on Dolly. So micro pack. 2-on-2, 5 points for Philly. So if there's any kind of momentum, that last jam, getting the 5 points, stretching out to 72 to 59, could be the thing that keeps Philly smiling for a little bit of time here.
Absolutely. Luckily for Bay Area, their jammer did get out of the box. She won't start the second half in the box. We got an online feed shout out here. I'm going to try to say this the right way. The members of the Saskatoon Roller Derby League and Barcode Banditos would like to congratulate Kurt So Good for his amazing performance at the Big O 2015 on Team Zebra. We love you and are very proud of how much you've accomplished. Derby love from the members of the Saskatoon Roller Derby League and the Barcode Banditos.
That's a special thing. Give us some shout outs, and we should, to all of our referee crews. We love them for their service and what they do for us in Derby. So, wow, what a frantic first period.
Yeah.
No real super gains of momentum with the exception of that small gap there for Philly. They were able to maintain as they tailed to the end of that first period, but didn't feel like either team really had a complete grasp on controlling things.
Yeah, no real surprises there. I think both teams showing their effectiveness both on defense and on offense. Just Bay Area having a little bit of bad luck with jammer penalties, winding up handing Philly like 3 or 4 power jams, and that can very much account for the difference in scoring right now. But it's, as we've seen many times in levels played at this level, games played at this level. It's anybody's game here at halftime. We got a whole another 30 minutes to play, And so it should continue to be a very exciting game.
Yeah, the cliches are true. They've got to work hard. It's jam by jam. It's a game of adjustments. All those things are very true. But we've got to see who comes out on and who comes out flat. That may dictate where we go from here.
Yeah.
And if you want to find out, then you need to just join us back here. Cara Blaze Streaming Media, WFTDA.TV. We're going to take a break, and we'll see you back here in a few. All right, we are back. I'm Chip Queso, but that is Sexy Beast.
Hey. And they've just announced the Big O MVPs that'll be taking on Team USA here later this evening. 7 o'clock, I think, is the kickoff for that game. But we're back here to cover Bay Area and Philly, and they are not wasting any time getting ready. Looks like we will be underway here in just a few seconds.
72-59 score that you see as we went into halftime. Kilmartin jamming for Philly. And that, of course, is Lulu Lockjaw getting out fast and lead jammer. Yelling at her pack as she slows down to play defensively. That allows her blocker to regain the pack.
Excellent job by Lulu. Coming around the inside, swinging her hips around, picking up, looks like 4 points for Bay Area. And then able to call it off and prevent Philly from picking up any points there.
So when Lulu came around and swung those hips, Philly must have been very flat in that wall to gain all those points. Nobody staggered at all. So instead of giving up 1 point, they gave up 4.
Yep, that can happen.
63-72, 29 minutes to go here in what we expect to be a furious fast finish.
That is number 10, Huck Sin, jamming for Bay Area.
And that is Herman Munster as lead for Philly.
Huck finding a way through the front of the Philly pack, able to get out there. But Herman Munster is coming into the pack there, picking up a few points already from Bay Area and then calling it off.
Well, Philly with a very traditional front wall defense as they all backed up evenly. 3-wall, didn't pillar on one side or the other. However, it was successful, but a little bit of a used strategy, but successful still.
And somewhat different from the strategy they seemed to employ in the very first part of the first half, where they were going with that triangle wall there, which was very effective. Bay Area, of course, sticking with their traditional front wall scenario.
Antidote for Philly. And Eva Menace Lulu Lockjaw, for Bay Area.
All right, Lulu coming back out, at least the foundation of a 2-jammer rotation here. Lulu looking to get Bay Area back into this game. She does skate through part of the pack there.
Big hit on a frantically calling it off Lulu Lockjaw. She landed with her torso in the track and her upper body on the outside of the track.
Yeah.
Looking a little bit frustrated as the jam ref did not call it off as quick as she had hoped.
Yeah. Philly still able to pick up, Bay Area able to still pick up a few points there, closing the gap to 6 points. Philly with 74, Bay Area with 68. Looks like Bay Area is definitely employing a 2-jammer rotation, as that is number 10, Huck Sin, out of the pack and lead jammer here.
Clam Jammer is up front with the star for Philly, but not before she gets knocked outside by Demanda. That leaves lane 1 open. 5 points more on the board for Bay Area. That brings it to a 1-point difference.
Huck's going to do it again. She's going to come through, pick up 5 more points, and then call off the jam.
So
4 points. 4 points on that for Bay Area. Sorry.
Now we've got that lead change.
Look at that.
77-74 with 26 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Third or fourth lead change, maybe only the third, something like that.
That's right.
So exactly what we like to see back and forth between these two teams. Nobody wants to see a blowout. It happens, but we want this.
We want it to be competitive, and it certainly is today. That's number 21, Lulu Lockjaw, jamming again for Bay Area.
And getting lead jammer, Kill Martin for Philly. Gets pushed towards the outside, but stays in lane 4. Lulu Lockjaw finally through. Helmet panty cover. She's going to have to be careful as it is not secured as it should be, but jam is called, so doesn't become an issue.
Philly jammer picking up 1 point on that jam. Lulu speeding around the track trying to neutralize the Philly scoring, and she does to some extent. 0 points for Bay Area on that jam.
So as you kind of alluded to before, Bay Area has shrunk their jammer rotation here a little bit, hoping to get some momentum back with the jammers they felt were more successful, whereas Philly seems to be sticking to their guns and their original game plan.
The second part of that rotation, of course, is number 10, Huxin. She is the jammer for Bay Area. She's looking to try to find an outside lane there.
Gets pushed out, way out. Herman Munster, meanwhile, up front, but then also gets pushed out. Picks the pack to the outside, leaves lane 1 open again. Lead jammer Bay Area as Teflon Donna, goes to the penalty box.
Huxin doing a great job of just threading her way through those Philly blockers. Gets stuck up at the front.
Direction of play, penalty called on Devoid of Mercy for Philly.
Sends her off the track, and with that lap point, Huxin's able to pick up 5 points on that pass.
Herman pushing through to get that, his only her initial pass.
And it looks like, I was going to say, it looks like Huxin picked up another 4 points for Bay Area. I think that's a total of 14 on that jam. And that puts Bay Area at 86 points to Philly 75.
You know, from one swing to another, 11-point advantage for Bay Area here early, and a timeout. Once again, very well done, I would say, from Philly. Paul Williams has been with Philly as a coach as long as I can remember. And he knows what to do. He was successful in the first period, changes some momentum for his team, and seeing if he can stop a little bit of the bleeding before it gets out of hand.
Yep, he's noticing the changes that Bay Area, the adaptations that Bay Area has made, and he's figuring he's going to have to come up with an instant strategy for his own team to try and counteract that.
Once again, what a beautiful event here. My first time to Eugene and the Big O. This town is as green and beautiful as you can imagine.
Yep.
In a derbycation, you don't get a whole lot of time to go out and peruse and enjoy the town, but what I have seen has been great. And of course, as we all know, there's more derby, but I think we're all looking forward to the after party.
It wouldn't be derby without an after party, and if you're in Eugene, the after party is at the Eugene Hilton tonight. I'm not sure what time it starts, but I know it won't end soon.
That is true. Here we go, back to the action.
All right, that's number 61, Pressure Cooker, adding a third jammer to that rotation. She's out front. She is your lead jammer.
Kilmartin for Philly is also out, about a half a track back. Calling off that jam before Philly could get into point scoring position.
Uh-oh.
And we have a back block at the tail end, so wasn't an illegal procedure, so it must have happened as the whistles were being called.
Yeah.
And we are going to have Philly jamming unopposed with Anecdote lining up.
Antidote trying to make her way past Amanda Riot there. Also number 7, Murder Monroe, doing a great job of trying to contain her, stretching the pack out to its maximum length before having to let her go.
Murder Monroe with a forearm penalty for Bay Area. That leaves 3 against 4. Offense fighting that space. Clips the inside, kept going. That is a track cut on Antidote.
That is the hazard of playing that close to the line.
So, and the jammer pressure cooker was released just as that happened, so Antidote has to serve the full 30 seconds. Dolly Rocket, to the penalty box.
Pressure cooker, having completed her initial pass, is now looking to pick up some points for Bay Area. So 4-2, now 4-3 pack advantage for Philly. But Pressure Cooker able to squeak through there and pick up 5 more points for the Bay Area Derby girls.
Out of play penalty on Philly. That's 957 Gingivitis. Antidote back in, coming in hot, finds the gap between the arms, gets through. That is 5 points. Of course, she had already completed her initial pass early. Dolly yelling for her jammer to call it off, but not quick for Anna to get through. She comes in hot, back block penalty, second power jam in a row for Bay Area, and second time Antidote's gonna have to sit.
Yep, 25 seconds left remaining in the jam. An opportunity for Pressure Cooker to pick up some more points.
Followed by Devoid of Mercy, so 3 in the box for Philly, 1 standing, about to be released.
There she goes, Pressure Cooker making her way through, picking up another 5 points for Bay Area. You know, you have the Bay Area fans being very vocal about how much they like that.
Now Bay Area up 1 more point to make it 21 versus the highest for Philly early on in the other period. So a little bit of the taste of the medicine that Philly gave to Bay Area. Now Bay Area cheering.
Yep.
And excited about where they've come back in this bout.
Bay Area up by 19 points here at the end of Jam 8. 21 minutes and change, ready to go here in the second half of this game.
And here we go. Philly's only got 2 to line up, and who, of course, are you going to do that with? You're going to do it with Teflon, Donna, and Castro.
And if you're going to oppose 2 blockers in the pack, it might as well be Lulu Lockjaw jamming, and she is, and she's through, picking up a lead jammer.
Antidote back in quickly, about a quarter track, a lap in front of Lulu as she now reaches the pack. Philly having to shift the defense. Lulu, shifty move to the outside, 4 points for Bay Area as Antidote is stuck. Now Lulu, being a very smart jammer, not worried about Antidote because she knows she hasn't had that scoring pass yet, so continues to push through at 5 on the board for Bay Area.
Bay Area defense doing an incredible job of dealing with the Philly jammer. Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness. Looks like the Philly jammer is going to the penalty box for a cut call. And it is number 247, Devoid of Mercy.
Now, Devoid of Mercy has been in the penalty box a couple of times. This is the first time, I believe, as the pivot, now the jammer because of the pass. So she will sit to come back in to see if she can score points.
45 seconds left in the jam for Lulu to try to pick up as many points as she can.
Lulu Lockjaw just about made it through, and as she fell, her right leg dragged the inside, so she had to re-engage, calls off the jam.
And doing so with the Philly jammer still in the box, hoping that Bay Area can take advantage of a bit of a power start there.
So amazing to see these jammers powering through, and then they swivel their head as they continue to power through going, oh, I might want to call it off. That jammer standing over there. Just the mental ability mixed with that physical ability is something that takes a long time to really train for.
Definitely, that track awareness is the definite trademark of a quality jammer.
A big hit from 957, Gingivitis.
Putting out Huxin, who recycles to the back of the pack. Going to give it another go here.
Gets through, gets lead jammer. Devoid of Mercy also through about 6 feet back, forcing that jam to be called.
Huck very wisely calling off the jam to neutralize the Philly scoring. Seems like that pace has picked up for these 2 teams. A lot more skating involved than there was in the first half. A bit more of an offensive game. I think a lot of that had to do with Bay Area changing their jammer rotation. It kind of took Philly by surprise. And
Philly seems to be still playing the same game. So when you're a game of adjustments, if you feel as though what you did in the first period is good, that's fine. However, if it's not working to start, you've got to make that adjustment on the fly.
Yep.
We'll see if Philly can do that. They've certainly got the coaching for it, but right now they're looking uphill as another lead jam for Bay Area.
that's number 31, Frightmare, doing an excellent job of feeding her way through the Philly pack.
Brawlin' Angel with a multiplayer penalty as the pivot for Bay Area.
Yeah, Bay Area seems like they are just going to stick with that plan, which is to get through, get lead, get as many points as they can, and as soon as they see that Philly jammer coming around, they're going to call that jam off.
I think I'm ready for the after party.
Oh, that's going to be so much fun tonight.
DJ Agent Meow. He's gonna be bringing the jams. I know we got some Denver ladies thinking twerk like nobody's.
All right, so lining up for jam number 12, 17 minutes to go, 122 to 82 in favor of Bay Area.
And that is number 61, Pressure Cooker on the line for Bay Area.
And a pile up as the Kilmartin, number 15 for Philly, finally getting out about a quarter lap back.
Pressure Cooker doing their best to pick up some points, but Philly definitely speeding up, trying to keep that from happening.
Yeah, that was
she'll have to be happy with just calling the jam off and keeping Philly scoreless in that jam.
They had gotten up to just about a sprinting pace there. That has happened a couple of times here, so now maybe Bay Area with this lead is trying to evoke the endurance clause.
Yeah, that's a good one. I want to give a shout out to the Bay Area Bomb Squad. That's Mama Bomb in the house with us tonight. All Bay Area fans listening on the internet, Bomb Squad in the house.
Lulu Lockjaw back in the house as the jammer. She gets a track cut penalty. So as she was pushing on the inside, her left foot steps onto the inside lane as the Philly player backed up slightly. So track cut, she just didn't see it. That gives lead jammer for number 7, clam jammer for Philly.
All right, Bay Area going to try to see if they can contain the scoring and do a little bit of a penalty kill hill. That's number 33, Legend of the Hit and Trample. Looks like she picked up a back block there, doing her part to free her jammer.
A little kind of pillar offense as Teflon comes in from first, tries to take out the person in lane 2. Second blocker comes in, tries to take out lane 1 to create that space.
Yep.
Wasn't going to have it for that jam, so adjustment good by Bay Area. That allows enough time to get Lulu back in. Not before 5 more points for Philly.
Now Lulu's going to speed around the track and see if she can force that Philly jammer to call it off. And she does. Attempted an apex jump there, but
Clam jammer looked like, she looked like she was trying an apex jump. As she leaped, skimmed the backside of one of the Bay Area skaters, and that shifted her rotation, fell flat into that, so that forced the jam calling off.
yeah.
Herman Munster, number 152 for Philly, down 92 to 122.
And that's Huxin, number 10 for Bay Area on the jammer line. Huxin, a member of the Bay Area Oakland Outlaws.
Come see me after and watch it. It's quite entertaining.
Herman Munster really working. Active feet, goes down. Care of Dolly. Her blockers are aware they recycle back to force the action. That allows the space up front to get lead jam for Bay Area.
Just a very formidable defense there for Bay Area with number 201, Sweet Cherry Pie. 000 Demand a Riot, and number 45, Dolly Rocket doing a great job. And of course, Huxin being the super smart jammer, calling it off before Philly can score.
Oh, Philly did get 1 point.
Oh, they did. There you
So
go.
4-1. Still keeps them in the deficit, 93 to 126, 13 minutes to go. Thanks again if you're joining us at home, care of Blaze Streaming Media and WFTDA.TV and the Big O.
And that's number 31, Frightmare on the line for Bay Area.
Speaking of DJ Agent Meow, there he goes walking by. We're going to see you later.
She's jamming up against Kilmartin, number 15. Walls shifting. Both defenses doing a good job flowing with where they need to for the jammer, and each team allowing their jammer to do all of the work. So no offense right here. It's some amazing work to get through lead jam for Bay Area.
Meanwhile, in the back of the pack, that's number 888, Brawling Angel, and number 8, Fatal Dreidel. doing an incredible job of stifling the Philly offense for right now.
Devoid of Mercy again to the penalty box. Cannot see the board from here, but she has made several trips, so could be some trouble for some of the blockers.
Number 9, Amanda Jamininja. Number 7, Margaret Monroe, continuing to contain the Philly offense for right now. Looks like that's number 15, Kilmartin. Trying to go to the outside, not having any luck there.
And then doing her job is Teflon Donna, forcing the action to the back for Bay Area. Amanda Jamininja tries to come in and play lead blocker. Philly quickly staved that off. Another big hit from the Philly defense.
Yep.
5 points for Bay Area, though.
Frightmare giving it one more try and getting blocked to the inside, deciding I might as well call this jam and let's start over here. So
right now with 11 minutes and change, 131 to 93, both teams with 2 timeouts. Time not quite the enemy of Philly yet, but we're not too far, a few jams away, that if they can't get caught up, they're really going to have to start working under pressure with the clock.
that's right. That's number 7 for Philly, Clam Jammer, jamming this time, which is going up against number 61, Pressure Cooker for Bay Area.
Demanda Riot goes straight to the penalty box, slams into it. They tell her she needs to leave and go back. She must have passed the line of no return. So adding about another 10 to 12 seconds to that 30-second penalty. So it looks like we got Bay Area, number 45, has 5 penalties. That's Dolly Rocket. Philly, devoid of mercy, as I had guessed, is on 6, so she is 1 away from fouling out. Demanda standing in the box for Bay Area.
Bay Area defense bringing that Philly jammer to a standstill, but she does see some daylight, jumps through it and finds herself to be lead jammer.
97 seconds to get lead jammer status, thankful to that defense of Bay Area. Clam Jammer now calling it off after getting 3 points. Bay Area was calling for an illegal procedure. There's some incidental contact at the tail end of that, but no whistle called. By the way, if you're not here, first off, you should be.
Absolutely.
But if you're at home and you want to kind of join in the fun while you're watching that, put some beats on the background, kind of dance and shimmy while you're enjoying the amazing action, because that's what we've been doing on track 1 all weekend.
All weekend long, thanks to DJ Agent Meow, who will be spinning at the after party tonight. Meanwhile, back in the action, Lulu Lockjaw, number 21 for Bay Area. She's out front, lead jamming.
Antidote is the jammer for Philly. She gets pushed out, now looking to play a little defense. Lulu says, "You can't hold me." She gets up to the front. Now that 4 wall that includes Teflon and Castro. Offense being played. Now to 2 up, and
Somebody's going to the box, and it looks like it's going to be number 85, Teflon Donna for Philly.
looked like a low block signal. A very low signal low block by the outside back ref.
Yep. Just to waste time. Meanwhile, Lulu picking up 5 points for the Bay Area. Finding her way back to the back of the Philly pack, looking to pick up a few more.
Of course, the pivot, Meryl Stripper, is now the jammer. I believe this is the first time she has received the star pass. And once again, calling it off before she reaches the pack to get any points.
All right, I'm sticking around. Lucky for you. All right.
All right.
So many announcers and skaters doing double duty up in here. Chip Cato over here.
Just under 8 minutes to go here in the second half. 8 minutes left in this game. It's a very exciting game. Philadelphia with 96 points, Bay Area with 139 as we start jam number 18. Jamming for Bay Area's number 10, Huck Sin.
Huxton gets held up just a little bit. That allows space to get open. 152. That's her man Monster is lead jam just as a back block penalty called. So power jam for Philly. Sexy Beast. If Philly is going to do it, they need to make it happen now.
Absolutely. They need to take advantage of these opportunities that the Bay Area is giving them. And both teams with full complement of blockers on the floor. Bay Area doing the best to stretch the limits of that pack, trying to kill that penalty.
So 5 points, Jammer standing, so now 10 seconds free. Haven't made her initial pass, so she's still got some time to maybe get through here and get points and then potentially get more points on that next pass. However, she won't get the 5th because Bay Area's Jammer's back on the track.
Yeah. Coming into the back of the pack there, trying to work her way past that very formidable Philly defense.
Demanda and Dolly up front, stretching it out just about. They've got to let her go. That was 11 feet, 5 points on the board for Philly.
Huxton finally through, working her way through the pack. She's not lead jammer, but she is looking for an opportunity to score.
So now it's a matter of Philly being aware, which they were. They call it off. 2 more points. So a good, successful jam, bringing it up to 108 to 139. 6 minutes to go in Sexy Beast. That puts it within tasting distance.
Yes, Philly very, very close to making a run for a lead here. Bay Area looking to lock down the Philly scoring and see if they can't muster some more points for themselves.
Now for lunch, I had a Philly cheesesteak sandwich, but I'm not really sure whether that means anything to this bout.
Well, it means you were hungry, and so is Philly. They're looking to see if they can come away with a win here.
Yes, absolutely, as we've got a lead jammer. That is Kill Martin. So second jam in a row. What is needed for Philly to get back in this? Cranking down the defense is the Philly. No offense held by or tried by Bay Area.
That's number 31, Frightmare, finally making her way out of the pack. Teflon Donna holding on to her as long as she could. She had to finally let her go.
Quickly calling off the jam. No points for Bay Area. 1 slim, tiny, hard-fought point for Philly.
Yeah, I think Frightmare thought she had made it past for 1 point, but not this time.
5 minutes to go. 30 points between these two teams. Bay Area at 139. Nobody in the penalty box. 2 new jammers. One of those is, of course, Lulu Lockjaw.
Both of these jammers got to be fully concentrating on staying on the track,
Yeah.
taking advantage of any opportunities their opponents give them.
Clam Jammer, the jammer for Philly, getting stuck in the back of the pack. Dolly and Amanda Riot. Now they still have a chance to get lead jammer status. Well, that's not going to happen with a star pass because you can't get lead jammer.
Oh.
Lulu Lockjaw with a little hip skip, hop, and a jump to get through for 4 points. Very impressive day so far for Lulu.
Yep, he's going to try to do it again, getting impressive blocking in the back there from number 9, Deb, seriously, and number 99, Russian Bayou for Philly.
Lulu gets knocked down but stays inbounds just barely. She's up there stretching out the pack. Meanwhile, Russian Bayou back with the jammer on her helmet. 5 points awarded, and Lulu talking to her bench coach, holding her chest.
Yep.
Not sure what that is, but she's obviously still in.
Yep. That's the end of a very long, hard-fought weekend for her. I'm sure she is feeling it. Taking an opportunity to maybe slow down her progress, do a little bit of clock management here for Bay Area.
And as much as I talked about the endurance and strength that we've seen with her in this type of physical game, there's not anybody in the building that's not going to get winded after that kind of an effort. So
Absolutely.
she's putting everything she can out there, and all they need is 3 more minutes.
It's number 000, Demanda Riot, blocking out the Philly jammer.
4 points awarded to that hard-fighting jammer in Bay Area. So Lulu Lockjaw shouting out as she gets a big hit from Tarantula, and that about knocks the wind out of Lulu. Nonetheless, beautiful piece of work.
Yep. That jam going the full 2 minutes, eating up a lot of clock time. Bay Area picking up 16 points on that jam. Very impressive for Lulu. Bringing their total to 155 with just a little over 2 minutes remaining. 116 for Philly.
Anecdote the jammer for Philly.
I think that might be Antidote, 1-0-0 for Philly, but that's 1-0 for Bay Area Huxin. She's gotten through the pack. She is lead jammer.
And beautiful effort by Philly, but the clock is going to easily be their enemy now as we're under 2 minutes. Once again, we will end on the jam clock, not on the period clock, but quite an uphill battle for Philly to try to get back in with not enough time on the clock.
Excellent hit on the inside from Michelle Castro, but Huxin taking the opportunity to call off the jam. Give everybody 30 seconds to take a break and get back to the action here.
Still some time on the clock here for you.
So if you're at home in the West Coast screaming for Bay Area and you hear the Bay Area going on, you're doing that at home. Over there on the East Coast, Philly should be nothing but proud for their Liberty Bells. They've got a strong fan base and, of course, home of ECDX. Kilmartin is the jammer. Get knocked out by Amanda Jamininia and by Demanda Riot.
They do an excellent job of bringing her back, but she is still in the front of the pack. It's number 61, Pressure Cooker for Bay Area, trying to work the inside line there. Pressure Cooker getting then knocked to the inside by number 85, Teflon Donna.
Kilmartin still trying to fight to get through, spinning. Then she just about does the splits there in turn 3. Has to reverse all the way back. Not sure where she can come in, so she's pretty much got to come back behind everyone.
Still no lead jammer in this jam.
And we have ended the period clock and reverted to the jam clock, so no timeouts available to be used. This will be how we finish this bout, and a direction of play penalty called on Bay Area.
And Sweet Cherry Pie headed to the box, leaving 3 blockers on the track for Bay Area. Things slowing to a crawl at the front of the pack as Pressure Cooker does her best, waiting for an opportunity to just kind of get out front there.
And the jam clock ticking down, probably what feels like very slowly.
20 seconds to go here in the jam clock.
Looking for a little more time.
Both teams really slowing to a crawl, and you can't blame them. This has been an extremely physical game. I'm sure it's been very exhausting for both teams.
Everybody, this is a jam right here.
And now a power jam as a track cut penalty on Barry, but too little too late. So we will wait for our unofficial final, Sexy Beast.
Remarkable. Just a very good game for both teams. Bay Area switching out their strategy a little bit, able to gain a little bit of an advantage right after the half, but Philly with nothing to hang their head about. They played an incredible game and displayed the type of play that they've been famous for.
No, not at all. And in a tournament like this, what everybody does know is a few months down the road, we've got some much more important games to play for. So this is a serious tune-up for all these to gauge where they're at. As hot or cold as they think they come in, it's what they are when they come out of this weekend, how they tighten down, ratchet up the practicing, and their strategy and skills, etc., is all very important because, again, this is a test of what they will see in full force come here in a few months.
That's right. Absolutely.
So once again, Bay Area victorious as we get a final call, 158. They are taking their victory lap. Philly sitting on 116, smiles all around.
Barry, got to be happy with the outcome of this game and with the outcome of the weekend. Coming up with a 2-1 record here at the Big O. A hard-fought game against Victoria, but they've got nothing but good things to say about their accomplishments in their games against Atlanta and here against Philly. So,
yeah, and now the Liberty Bells taking their lap. The frantic Teflon Donna giving the congratulations. One of the beautiful things about this sport is what you see. Everybody lining up on the track, everybody applauding, everybody giving each other love. As much as you think in other sports there's a lot of love between or outside of the whistles, I don't think anything compares to what we see in the world of Derby.
no, I don't think so either. You know, it's not just it's just a great community of skaters and volunteers and Derby fans that they just love the sport, and they love to come out to events like this and see the high quality of play that's capable here.
So stick around. We've got a little more action. The tail end of day 3 here as we have just finished that Bay Area Philly matchup. Going on, we probably have the tail end of Mob City and Emerald. We have Arizona and Chinook on track 3, and then Terminal and Boston over on track 1. And then, of course, coming up, we've got the 2 bouts between the Big O MVPs and Team USA for both the juniors
Yep.
and for the adult ladies.
Yeah.